Choose one of these hearts for your love message and go to the timestamp listed below. Message number 1. Let's find some love this week. Your message is heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. So yeah, looks like it's time to have that conversation with someone who's in your life now, whether it's a friend, a family member, or a romantic partner, but something needs to be said. Now we have bond. A love bond grows stronger over time, but that also takes open communication. So now we kind of have back to back. You know, there is something real between you guys, and if you want to, it takes work. We know that. All real, good, solid relationships take work. So now we have heal your inner child wounds. Yeah. I don't think there's anybody on the planet that doesn't carry some type of scar from when they were little or some lesson that really bugs them. I personally believe that if you look at your natal chart, you can roll your eyes and you can skip forward for about 20 seconds. But I'm going to tell you, if you look at where Chiron, Chiron, is on your chart and Google it, it will tell you the life lesson, the thing, it's where you need to heal in this lifetime. And I have yet to find where that's wrong. If you're looking at your natal chart, you can ask to pull up Chiron. And that's one of the major lessons, and it's probably got to do with this card. And it's probably what's triggering the arguments with this other person, and they're also the same thing, their pain from their past where they're stuck, or the lesson that they still need to learn, or the thing that they're dealing with that brings them hurt, is what's causing these arguments between you two. And I'm going to say it, and I'm going to say this because you're here, and I know that you believe, and I like to say things, I channel. And sometimes I feel stupid saying it, but since I already brought up Chiron, I would like both of you and this other person to pull up your charts, look at your Chirons, and see if it doesn't make sense why you're arguing. Okay? Please do that. All right? Just go to any free, I will put it below to add a free place to find your natal chart. You may have already done that, but you might have to add a little extra tick of a box to get it to pull up your Chiron. Your last card that came out is put a stop to anything that makes you feel less than the diva you are. Okay, and that goes back to arguing. If you understand them and they understand you, you can stop it. I mean, and it's not about just not engaging in an argument. That's avoidance. But to be able to sit down at a table and talk rationally, calmly, lovingly, and openly and vulnerably about what's bothering you, bring your heart to the table, and if they can do that with you, you are golden. Okay, because you're meant to be happy. So there you go. Have that conversation, pull up your charts, and look at Chiron to see why you're arguing, because it's there. Wherever you're hurting is really easy to see when you pull up Chiron. Okay? Wishing you all the love, guys. Take care. I will see you next week. Message number 2. You received children. Ugh. This can be a problem in a relationship. Your love life is being affected by children. Some of you out there just need to hear these words. Go have a mommy daddy date. Go do it. Go have a parent date. Get away from the kids. Go let somebody babysit. Do it. Or if you're getting ready to date somebody with children and you're worried about that, let's see what Spirit says in these questions, and with that question, if you're considering whether or not you even want to engage in, or not the word engage, let's not use that word because that can mean something else, whether or not you wish to date someone who has children. Now we have emotions. Look deep within your emotions. So why would you not want to date somebody? What is actually causing you fear? Because if Spirit's bringing you someone and they already have a built-in family, are you poo-pooing them away just because of that? Or maybe you'd make a pretty darn good step-parent, okay? Or just a friend to these kids. So ask yourself and dig deep. Don't push away love just because you're afraid it's not a perfect situation. Spend time in nature and just take a walk, clear your head, and think through what's actually scaring you about it. And that's going to give you your answer. Spirit will tell you, okay? It'll become clear. It doesn't have to be a deal breaker. And then don't call them if you have an agenda. Ooh. Oh, are you the jealous type and you're afraid that they're always going to choose their kids over you? Then you really don't want to be in this relationship. And that would be a good indicator that you're not going to be able to handle it, because their kids should always be first and foremost. And if you don't believe that, then that would be your answer, then not to go into this relationship. But you know, what is the real reason you want a relationship at all? Ask yourself that on your nature walk, because Spirit will whisper all these answers. Your higher self will tell you, and only you. There is no wrong answer for you. You are meant to be happy. You are meant to feel love. Okay? So if you're worried about feeling jealous because maybe you don't have the emotional maturity to handle somebody having a priority with children, then be honest with yourself and say, I can't handle that. Or, you know, if you're just afraid that it's a lot because there's more people involved, don't be afraid of that so much if you don't dislike children. And if you're, you know, a parent and it's time for you to get out and about and go have some fun. So those are the messages if you chose this pile. And I am wishing you all the love. Take care. I will see you next week. Pile number 3. Your main message is a retreat. So yeah, you got to get away. It's time to disconnect from the world. Yeah, it's time to get away, either with someone or by yourself, either way. So even when you feel lost, there's always a way through the labyrinth. And if you remove yourself from social media, and you know, the retreat could be just getting off technology for a weekend. If you can't afford a vacation, which most of us can't right now, not all of us, but if you can't really get away and you need a staycation, then at least please unplug from technology for a day or two so you can think, hear what is your labyrinth? Is it your attitude? Is it your pile of laundry? I mean, what is the actual labyrinth? Is it a mental or physical one? And if you take that time away from all the noise of the world, it will become very obvious what that is, what you think is in your way. Because you know what? When I look at this, in the right day you get, like today, I'm in a really good mood and I exercised and did what I was supposed to. All I see is I'm buying hedge trimmers. I'm going to cut right through that bastard. That's what I'm thinking. Now, you might not be feeling that, but I want you to get there, because when you're feeling better and you get the right amount of rest, and you get some peace and quiet and you start to think clearly, this just looks like something you're gonna lawn mow over. That labyrinth is no longer in your way, okay? I hope that made you laugh, because honestly, I want you to feel your power, right? And you chose this to find more love, and this love is for yourself. You actually chose the set that's like, this is your self-love this week. You need to shut down a little bit and get some time. Look, move towards that which makes you happy. So this labyrinth could be day in, day out, going through the motions. It's just building, because that's all you've had to do for too long, and you need to shut it down. I want you to get to a point this week to get some downtime, that you become that emotional lawnmower to tear through all that greenness on that card. Okay? Oh, please laugh. I hope you are laughing, because you're supposed to be happy right there. Now, there's so much to discover about yourself. Can't triple, quadruple repeat. You will discover something else about who you are. You will get some inclination about what you want to do going forward. You might come up with an idea that I've never tried that before. I would really like to try that. Okay, I'm excited for you. I really actually got super excited with these 4 cards for you, because all you really need is an easy fix. You need some quiet. You need some freaking quiet. And that's what you need to do this week. Your love message this week is to love you so you can think again and be happy, okay? I know that's not exciting, and you may have been looking for, a relationship, a person-to-person kind of thing, but this is really truly about you getting back in touch with you. Boring maybe, but it's super important, okay? I'm wishing you all the love, okay? Take care, and I will see you next week. Message 4. You received new love. Oh, someone's coming. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. All right, Spirit, what do we do about it? Ho ho! Ooh, a marriage of souls is a union of two divine counterparts blending together. All right, so someone new's coming in. How hard are you willing to work at this relationship? Because they're probably going to challenge you at some point. We all do that to each other. So, is this a long-term or short-term? You get to decide that. But someone new is coming. It could be marriage material, right? It could be. Is that what you're ready for? Are you ready for that? Look, divine timing is in charge, not you. The funny thing about this is what I'm actually getting off of this is you aren't looking for marriage, and they're going, that's cute. This is your soulmate, so screw it. That's kind of what I got off of this. It's like, you're like, no, I'm not, no, I want to focus on other things. And they're like, that's so cute. No, really. That doesn't have to change your plans. You just have to learn to mesh. And if you've got someone, they're bringing you someone who will help you with your plans. They're not going to interfere with them. They're going to mold into it. Okay. So that divine timing of, I'm not getting married until this age, right? Now, hopefully that's over the age of 25 for those of you, my little, soapbox moment, don't get married under 25, kids, is, divine timing is in charge. So you might not be expecting this to be as heavy as it's going to go, but as long as they're willing to work with you in what you'd like to achieve, yay. Last card, it says, don't take it personally when someone turns their attention elsewhere. All right. So what's this about for you? They're bringing you someone. This could be a very, very good union. They're saying marriage material, but okay. So I hear it. Thank you, Spirit. All right. So you're very specific again. I don't know who this is for, but you'll know. You weren't ready for this, or you weren't thinking about getting married, but you got T-boned with the fort of love, and you're just like, okay, I'm in love now. But you still go about your path, and they do too, and you're like, wait, why aren't you focused on me? And that's going to be kind of like the telltale of, this is exactly who you need to be with, because they're not going to be upset when you have to work a little bit extra hard on your career because you've always had this dream. And they're saying, don't take it personally. They'll still support you and they'll still back you up. But that seems to be the one last hurdle for you to actually be happy, because you're here looking for a relationship. And this relationship is like a huge one. And because we're human and we have the divine right to make the choice, we have the right to say no, even when God tells us do it, and we say, no, I'm not doing it. God's saying, we're bringing you someone and they're a really good fit, but you're not there yet. You didn't think it was coming, because that's how it works anyway. You got T-boned with love, and now they're not. Look at the backs of these guys. They're facing a wall. They're not looking at you. And you're disappointed because they're not paying 100% focus. But the actual thing is you never wanted 100% focus on you anyway, which is why you didn't think you wanted to be married. Whew, there it is. That makes sense. Yeah. Okay, so you want their attention now, don't you? You do indeed. You want their attention. And you didn't even think you did. You didn't even think you wanted to be married. Okay, so that let's just do that and leave that there. I want you to absorb this. You're being brought someone, you didn't expect it, and they are more than what you ever could have imagined. But yet they're not going to wait around, and they're going to support you, and they're there for you, but they're not going to put 100% of their focus on you. They're not going to be your shadow. They want to be your other half, but not your shadow, if that makes sense. So I think you're off put because you think that they're going to do everything you say, and that's not how it works. So I hope that makes sense. That's very specific for somebody out there. But I am wishing you all the love. So heed spirit, whoever that made sense to, just give it a chance, okay? Wishing you all the love, guys, okay? I will see you next week.